Welcome everybody to OP Digital Blueprint Unveiling Success. We have an esteemed guest with us again tonight. Mike Ellis has joined Collins and I. So Mike, say hello, and then Collins, do the same.
Hi everybody, how you doing?
Hello everyone, glad you are here.
Now we've chatted this evening about what we were going to talk about, but we decided the best thing to do was to let Mike start and we jump in at some point. So Mike, take it away.
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure to be here. When you look at Andy and Collins, they're very sophisticated when it comes to there you go, Andy. When it comes to the world and business, I mean they just really are. They're very, very smart when it comes to that thing. And I want to start, and of course that allows me to go wherever I want to go, which is kind of dangerous, I know. But today we're gonna be a little dangerous. And I want to start with just a little saying: neither be a borrower or a lender, and that is a biblical statement. And there's a lot of wisdom in that. And when you mix wisdom with knowledge, all of a sudden you have the discernment to kind of figure out where you are, where you're going, and where you're going in the near future. And what I'd like to talk about today, and please stick with me because it all ties into OnPassive. I want to talk about the banking system, the worldwide banking system, central banking system. And when you think about that, the term comes in, neither be a lender or a borrower. Okay, and I absolutely love that. And the central banking system, it is a system that has been set up for the last, 200 years or so. And it's a system to make sure that you're in debt your whole life. That is the system. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. And they come in and they put you in debt for the rest of your life. And I'm not making any moral statements here. I'll let you do that when I'm done. You can determine the morality involved there. But when they do that, they really put you into financial servitude, financial slavery. And I'll give you a couple examples. It really doesn't matter who you are. And I've known individuals that have come in and used debt to become very, very wealthy. And you can do that. You can use debt to develop income and assets. You can do that. But you can also lose it in a heartbeat. I know individuals that have come in, used debt, and made $50 million, $75 million. And these are real people and real numbers. But over time, they lost all of that money in about 8 months. Okay? And it really has to do with pride and arrogance. And once you start making that kind of money, you don't think you can be, nobody can beat you. But that's how the system is set up. And when there's a crash, each one of these individuals, one lost 50 million in about 8 months, one lost 75 million in about 9 months. And it's so much more pernicious for those individuals who are coming in and just trying to live a good life. And a good example of that is you go out and you buy a home and you get a mortgage. And you're in your house, you've got your family, you're going to have a great life. But the banking system just keeps you in that turmoil. You always have to pay that debt off. And with a house, you pay 2, 3, 4 times the amount that the house is worth. And by the time it's paid off, and by the way, for most people, it is never paid off. You just churn that money. You go from one mortgage to another house, and you're always in that debt spiral. And for me, it is debt slavery. And that's why I say there's a better way than the central banking system worldwide. There just is. And all roads, when you start to think about the financing and what you can do about it and how you can get out of it, all roads lead back to OnPassive. And this is where it gets really, really interesting as far as what Mr. Mufara has done and his vision. His vision, and I know the rest of the world does not like this, but his vision is to empower you, to get you out of that debt spiral where you're always wondering where where the next payment is going to come from, so that you don't lose the things that you've acquired. And when you're in debt with all of these, whether it's a house, whether it's a car, whether it's a boat, whatever it is, understand that in reality, you don't own anything. It's never yours, even though you might think it's yours. And Mr. Mufara has come in with this just a brilliant idea to empower people and get them to the place where finances, they're not an issue. And when you get to that place, you can eliminate some of these individuals that want to come in and take your money. And that's kind of where we're at today. OnPassive, they are running right now. Everything is working well within OnPassive, even though you might not see what's coming, not in the next months or years, but in the next days and weeks to come. We're going to be in a position where everybody in OnPassive is going to have the ability to take care of that bottom line over time. And it's really because of what Mr. Mufara has done, because of the marketing he's done, because of the tech team he's put together to build the products, because of the financial team, really all the ingredients that go into making a great company that is for you, that will benefit you. And as we think about this, it's really, really important to understand that money is going to be coming into your pocket. That's a good thing. The bad thing is, as money comes into your pocket, there are going to be a lot of people out there trying to take it away from you. And the goal is going to be not only to prosper within OnPassive, but to make sure you have a way to keep that money. And I'll talk about that in just a sec. I think Mr. Mufara is going to have a solution for that too. Again, all roads lead to OnPassive. But you want a way to not only preserve your wealth, but be able to distribute your wealth to those individuals that are that don't have as much of you, that are in need. And I do believe each and every one of us are going to have enough benefits coming to us, enough abundance coming to us, where you get to the point where you're going, I just don't need anything more. That is OnPassive. That is the vision of Ash Mufara. That's what he wants to happen for you and I, those individuals participating with OnPassive. And Ash said it last week. He said, listen, I just want you to come in, be happy, be grateful for what you have, and then let us do the work. He said that. I mean, that is an extraordinary statement from a CEO of a company. He wants to give back to you and I. And I could go into all the different aspects and what they're doing, how they're doing. We're not going to do that today. Today, it's about you. It's about keeping what OnPassive is going to bring to you, and then being able to distribute that how you want to distribute it to those individuals in your life that are in need. And as we think about OnPassive, as we think about the finances that are going to be growing within each of our businesses within OnPassive, Mr. Mufara has thought so far into the future that we don't really have to think about it. These things are just going to be happening, and they're going to be happening very, very quickly. And I'll give you an example. What if OnPassive has bank, okay? And it's unlike other banks. It's not like any other banking system out there, along with a processor, and they tie these two things together with a credit card. Now, that's a mouthful I've just put out there, and it's a lot. But don't worry about it being a lot. Just think about simple terms: bank, processor, credit card. Well, OnPassive, honest, clean, and ethical. Everything they do is honest, clean, and ethical. So if everything that you're doing is honest, clean, and ethical, you can fill your credit card. You can go out and buy anything you want that's legal, that's ethical. You're not going to have a problem with that. Now, I can tell you right now, whether you're in the United States or around the world, there are certain areas that are diminishing where you can spend your money with your credit card. That's happening today. Not many people know about that. But there are entities that say, when you do a purchase, they put it in an algorithm, and if they don't like what you're buying, the purchase gets canceled. Now, I won't go into what or where, that kind of thing. It's just happening. But OnPassive, with their bank, with their processor, with their credit cards, if it's honest, clean, and ethical, you can load your credit card with the money you've made within OnPassive. You can go out and spend it anywhere you want, as long as it's honest. As long as it's not against the law, you can do it. I know most people don't understand how powerful a statement that is. But because of what's happening with the central banking system, what's happening with the credit card companies, what's happening with the pay process, which we've had a taste of in the last month and a half, it's extremely powerful to understand that Mr. Mufareh is working on something that is so clean. If it's honest, you can go and do it. If it's legal, you can go and do it. And no one's going to tell you you can't. That's probably further than I should have gone, because when you start to wrap your mind around this stuff, your mind just starts to explode. But I think it's really, really important to understand that OnPassive is here for you. It's here to start to build your income and to give you a way forward where people aren't going to steal it from you. Because I can guarantee there are people out there right now going, they see what OnPassive is doing. They see the kind of money that's going to be generated. They see that those individuals participating with OnPassive, how abundant they're going to be. And they're going, how do I get this? How do I take money from Collins? How do I take money from Andy? How do I steal that money from him? And I'm never going to give it back. So really, really interesting things happening with OnPassive. Maybe I went in a direction you guys didn't want to, but it is pertinent. It is relevant. And Mr. Mufareh is working on it. I'll turn it back to you, Andy, and we can go wherever you guys want to go.
Mike, listen, you and I are awake to many things, and many systems are in place, as you quite rightly pointed out, to leave us in debt servitude. But we have a differential, an opportunity now with a company that is a total correction to the corruption. We're not going to be party to what's going on in the background. We don't need to be. There are so many different options that are coming out into the marketplace. We now have the option to be able to use what they class as virtual credit cards. In other words, the company could, if they went down that route, utilize a credit card system without actually giving you a physical credit card, give you a virtual one, and that you could spend online much as you do now with your normal credit card. So there's lots of different opportunities. But I think the most important one for us is that we saw the vision when we started this journey, and some of us, like you, have been in for 4, 5, nearly 6 years now, and to see the progress and what's been going on and how things have progressed, and really the products and services that OnPassive created, where you go, wow. Mm-hmm. This is going to change the world. There is no doubt about that. Our, video conferencing opportunity is second to none. Far lower price point, far more value for money. So I'm at this point, I'm going to bring Collins in, because I want Collins to give us a little bit more background about, exactly what we do have and how this is going to benefit all of us.
Yes, thank you, Andy. Mike Ellis, you just blow, my head again. Those who are listening, if you listen keenly to Mike Ellis, you'll know that Mike Ellis will just open up another world of things that is happening, and that will happen, honestly. And I just want to thank you for that. Yeah, Andy, you said something, and I picked again a little more from Mike Ellis and what you've just said. And I want to look at the concept of OnPassive. What is the concept? What is really behind OnPassive? And Ms. Ashford talk about those concepts. If we look at the concept, it's about what? It's about paying less. So whatever they are producing, we are just paying less. It's just peanut as compared to the digital product, which we will look at some of those digital products, and then you tell me if the amount we are paying, what the value of what Mr. Ashford is building is just nothing as compared to the value. And then he talks about paying less. He talks about doing less. What are we actually doing? Nothing, because the system is automated. We don't have to do anything. Just come in and smile. That's it. And then he talks about the ability to earn more. Means we are paying less, we are doing less, we are earning more. because the benefit, the reward of OnPassive will be shared among those who choose to be affiliate. Where can you ever get that? And then what next Mr. Ashmufara has in mind? Why is he paying us more? Said you need to earn more. It's because he wants to empower each and everyone to be able to do good for mankind. Without that, there's no OnPassive. Because that's the reason behind OnPassive, going out and do good, earning more so you can help your neighbor, help your community. That's what Mike Ellis just said here. You know, and how are we going to earn more? What is Mr. Ashmufara doing that can put that amount that we are thinking? You know, there are things that if you think like what Mike Ellis just shared here, tears will run down your eye. Means Mr. Ashmufara just want to give away almost everything to the affiliate because he wants us to go and do. So where would that amount come from? It's coming from the digital products. We're talking about OConnect. If we look at the amount OConnect Zoom made last year, 250 millions or billions. If you look at it, there are companies with one product that are almost trillions of dollars, like Apple. You know, so if you are thinking about an IT product, that's AI is the order of every IT company wants to go AI. Because if you can't embed your product with AI, you're off the market. That's the talk about digital transformation. Every company wants to transform, and the transformation now is AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning. You know, you look at it, what artificial intelligence is bringing. Artificial intelligence can predict everything, both in sales or talk about, you know, traffic. You know, artificial intelligence can determine good and bad traffic, can say, you know what, this is not a good customer for you, cannot buy anything. And that is what is happening. We already have it in what? In O-Tracker, heat map. Heat map can show you the geolocation of where you can sell your product. It's already there within OnPassive product, O-Trim. And we can talk about O-Tracker and all of those stuff within O-Tracker that can analyze your market, give you a feasibility study, how you can enter the market, which area you need to go. You know, we can look at all of those products. O-Mail, coming with video mailing, speech to text, text to speech, you know, mailing dashboard, you know, read receipt, all of those things, they are all in there. All is AI.
Do you know, sorry, Collins, the thing that we are brought up to believe is you get what you pay for. You know, you buy a cheap suit, it's going to last you a short period of time. You pay for an expensive suit, it should last you longer. Same with a pair of shoes. However, everything has changed with what OnPassive has done. We no longer think that way, because at the end of the day, what we have is we have a product that's far superior to anything else available on the marketplace, but at a fraction of the cost. And he's done this for a reason. We don't have shareholders that we're beholden to. We don't have to, you know, kowtow to the leaders to say, oh, yeah, we'll pay you loads of money. It doesn't work like that. And as Mike quite rightly pointed out, everything is being, or the vast majority of this is actually being paid back to the guys that are part of it. And this is where it gets exciting. So I want you, Mike, to give us a little bit more of an insight as to what that really means. You muted, Mike.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, I could lip read. It was great.
A lot of people wish I would stay muted, but no. Both you and Collins, Andy, you're talking about the magnitude of OnPassive. How big is OnPassive? How is it going to affect those individuals, you and I, those individuals out there participating with OnPassive? And Collins talked about digital transformation. People don't understand how big digital transformation is. It is massive. And if you're a company, I don't care if you're a sneaker company or you're an IT company, or I don't care what company you are, You have to be online, and you have to do the digital transformation. You have to be able to operate online. Yes, you can operate as a brick and mortar. You can operate offline, but you have to be able to operate online, digital transformation. And when you think about digital transformation and business, you're not talking about a small area. Your mom and pop, although they need to do it too, down the street that are selling, I don't know what, knitting stuff. Every business in the world has to do a digital transformation. All of them. And if you listen to Collins, digital transformation for most people is impossible. They can't do it. Believe me, big corporations have been trying to do this for years. They have not got it yet. They haven't done it. I don't care what big company you're talking about. They have not got it. OnPassive solves that problem. What do? We bring solutions to the world. We solve problems. OnPassive has solved the problem of digital transformation. Every company in the world is going to be coming to OnPassive to do digital transformation. What does that even mean? I don't know how many companies are in the world. I don't know. I haven't done that research. I don't know. 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. I don't know. Maybe Collins and Andy do, but I don't know. This is OnPassive. This is what Mr. Mufareh has done. This is why when you think about OnPassive, your vision isn't big enough. That's just digital transformation. That's none of the hard products that OnPassive is going to come out with. That's not even talking about some of the digital products that everybody in the world will use. And this might not have anything to do with business. I don't know. Those things I can't answer, but they're coming. They're coming. You know, you talk about OnPassive, you talk about the central banking system, you talk about clean, honest, and ethical. And the question that comes up is in order for all of that to happen with OnPassive, is OnPassive ethical? Is Ash Mufareh ethical? And by the way, that's not a question. It's rhetorical. Yes, he is. How do I know that? Well, I've known Mr. Mufareh for about 5.5 years now. I've followed him for that whole time. I know who he is. I know what he does. I know where his heart is. And when you talk about are you ethical, and you look in the dictionary, you see Ash Mufareh. Okay, that's so important when we're looking at this massive monster that he's created. Understanding, and again, it comes down to wisdom and knowledge. When you know these things, you get very, very comfortable with where you are and where you're at and where you're going. And then when you understand Collins and Andy and what OnPassive is doing, digital transformation and so many other things, you start to understand what it's going to do for you. And really right now, that's the bottom line. What's it going to do for you? Andy and I and Collins talked before we came on just a little bit. Andy talked about some things he's doing. Wow. But this is what OnPassive is doing for everybody. And I won't get into it. That was a personal conversation, but it's big. But it can be big for everybody. Nobody is left out of the loop when you're in OnPassive. Mr. Mufareh has made sure that over the course of time, and understand this too, to develop wealth, to develop real wealth, it usually takes decades. It does not happen that often. OnPassive is giving you the ability to come in, participate, stay engaged, and over the course of 1, 2, 3 years, to be at that place where you have developed wealth. That doesn't happen. For most people, they're not going to have that one-shot wonder where they develop wealth in 6 months. It just does not happen. It usually takes a lifetime of learning, understanding, and then using what you've learned, applying it to whatever you're doing to develop wealth. That is not OnPassive. OnPassive was made for you to come in and find abundance. So ethical, honest, clean, ethical. Does he have the integrity? Absolutely. Again, I'm probably going places people are going, where the hell is he taking us? But these are the things that go through my mind every day. And when I listen to Collins or Andy, just a dozen different thoughts come into mind. But you're in a really, really good place. start to understand where you're at, start to understand what's going to be happening, and yeah, the future. And when I say future, 2024, it's going to be a really, really fun year. Andy, back to you. I probably went places I didn't need to.
That's okay. It's great. No worries. And I know Collins has mentioned this before, but we've seen over the last 20 years with Amazon. Amazon is a good example. We've seen 40,000 odd millionaires be created, but also now that there is an affiliate position, which is a done for you system, which is 40,000, right, to get involved in. Now we have a system that is done for you with a far better, I believe personally, far better products, because we have a myriad of different products, not just one or two, but where because of the setup, because of the design of the company, and because the fact that the company is a privately owned setup, that Ash wants to create 1 million millionaires plus. Yeah, and those millionaires will become Mother Teresas, because they will have the opportunity to not only look after themselves and sort themselves out, but also then be able to be in a position to help others. Listen, if you're in India, it's totally different depending on where you live. But if you're in India, $1,000 a month is a lot of money. If you make that $10,000 a month, what are you going to do with it? Now, we won't go back to that conversation, Mike, because my figure's a lot higher than that. But at the end of the day, the point being that, you know, whatever the goal that you have set yourself as far as an income is concerned, you have the opportunity with what OnPassive can provide. We have a capability of currently 5.6, I think it is, billion potential customers, rising to probably 6 billion and 7 billion over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. So every single person, company, organization, government that uses the internet will need something we have, and will be able to enhance the business that they have or help you build your business. Now, I'm going to pass this over to Collins, because I've said enough, and I want Collins to follow on from that.
Yes, Andy, you've just said it. Everyone will need OnPassive. Every human being on this planet Earth will need OnPassive. Why? Because OnPassive is not building only one product, dozens upon dozens. As I said, it's an IT company, AI company. You know, AI is the order of the day, and everybody will need. I know people are scared of AI when they hear AI. No, AI will do this. AI, yes, it will take some jobs, but what will happen? It will create more jobs. You know, I've always given this scenario where, when we go back to the old age and the time where it was more of agriculture before industrialization, people were complaining, my goodness, companies will come, industry will come, it will take all jobs, it will take everything. What happened? When industry came, people moved, industrialization came, what happened? There were more jobs in the farms. Even people didn't want to go back to that farms because they need people. There was scarcity because industrialization created more jobs, people working in the factory. When it came to the commercialization of everything, people were complaining as well. My goodness, job will lose job. What happened? More jobs, because that's another avenue. People sit in the office doing the paperwork and stuff. Now we are moving to the digital age. Jobs are coming. Have we ever sit and think about how many industries will open to create the hardware of robots? Because AI is software. You need to create the robotic engine for you to implant software for the robot to take action. So it means that's another job of income, where people will be looking at it and say, you know what, I need to go and enhance myself, study a little bit, go and then try to see how I can couple everything, put things together, because robot cannot build themselves. And we're talking about, do you know how many engineers will come in different sectors to do different varieties of stuff? For instance, let's look at when data center came. People think like, my goodness, maybe job will go. How many of those guys are now, they call them, they have a name when they do AWS, and you know, they do different sector of the IT, they have to like implement it on different companies. You know, you have all of those jobs coming because of what? Because of data. Some people go out now to study AWS, Amazon Web Services, because they need to work to company to enhance all of those things, to monitor the data. Now there are millions of jobs within AWS, Amazon Web Services. Have you think when OnPassive is coming with data center, how many jobs they will create? It will be created because people will be studying all of those, all the system. They call them system administrator. How many of them will become system administrator? Because we have those who study Microsoft Azure as well. When Microsoft came with data center, you have to study Microsoft Azure because that's the people who will monitor those data as they come in to make sure the security and all of those things are there. OnPassive will create jobs, more jobs, AI-induced data center, cloud, and everything. So you are looking at those avenues. Why you complain, but you are looking at it. And there are things I always said, we don't have to be static because God created us. Our mindset must be dynamic. We need to improve. You have to study until you die, because if you said you don't want to move, then the world will go and leave you behind. Because when you look at it, Mike Ellis, there was time when there was only check. You go to the bank, you have your little books, you open it to the banker, they calculate how much is there, they give you the money. But what happened? Check came because they digitalized what? The currency. What happened? Bank card came. You have to go to the cash machine to pull your money out. There were engineers to fix that cash machine. True or false? Because you cannot produce cash machine without finding somebody who will repair and do all of those things. So if you look at it, the more you go, the more job opportunity things, you know, it comes by itself, because human beings must create it and give the avenue for people to enhance and maintain, because it comes with maintenance a lot. So now AI is coming. AI will also create jobs in a lot of places, a lot of sectors. And OnPassive is here to give that platform, as we said, the products. Okay, let's say we have OConnect. We have OConnect, we are using it. Do you know there will be people in companies that will be administered the OConnect to the rest of the department? That's jobs. If you've created a job for someone, when you create all staff, someone must be there to make sure all staff is running. You've created a job for someone, though they have human resource, but who will be the trainer to make sure they train people well to be able to use all staff? You've created jobs for someone. So OnPassive is coming with jobs. The more application, the more jobs will be created within all the applications, because you can't just see. Someone must tell you, educate you. You cannot just watch video and you know. There are a lot of applications where the company created and sent trainers to come and train the company on how to use their software and how to maintain it. So we are looking at all of this. That's the job that OnPassive will create outside OnPassive. What about the job OnPassive will create within OnPassive? You become an affiliate. You have a job for life. 1 million affiliate, 1 million jobs. 100 million affiliate, 100 million jobs. Personal jobs, you have your own job, you have your business for life as an affiliate, system doing the work for you.
I think it's interesting that, and you as a software engineer know this more than anyone else. Normally what happens with a company that sets up or designs or builds a piece of software, engineers are taken on for that job. So that job, that one product that they're trying to create, often takes 4 to 6 years, because they know at the end of that, their job's gone. They have to then look for another one. Now, the difference with what we have is we have a system with heart, because every single person within OnPassive has got a job for life. All of the software engineers have got a job for life. And now they know that, and they're working for us, which is phenomenal. So where do you take this from there then, Mike?
Well, I love the history lesson that Collins just gave us. And I've heard a lot of talk about AI and what it can do, good, bad, whatever. how it might take over jobs, and I can tell people, and you can really take this to the bank. Listen, the human spirit cannot be replaced. I don't care what AI does, and OnPassive and AI, they're going to do wonderful, marvelous things, but the human spirit cannot be replaced. Period. It just can't. And when you think about the history lesson that Collins just gave us, it makes a lot of people fearful. They're just frightened about what's coming and how it's coming. And Mr. Mufara, he's taken care of that fear that people have. Once you understand what Andy's saying, what Colin is saying, what I'm saying, you start to understand that when you think about OnPassive, you don't come into OnPassive with fear, period. Mr. Mufara has taken that out because of the structure of OnPassive, because of the way he thinks about the way he thinks about people within OnPassive, the way he thinks about affiliates, and how he wants to come in and share the wealth. And I get a really, really big kick out of these big companies that are going to come in and look at OnPassive and try and compete, rather than looking at the vision that Mr. Mufara has put out there and say, well, why would I want to compete in that? I'm going to come in and join them. And when they do that, they start to understand that it's not all about money. OnPassive is going to bring in an unprecedented amount of money. That's just a given. But it's not about money. It's about people. And because of what Mr. Mufara has done, taken the fear out of coming in, starting a business, and knowing, and this is really, really cool, knowing you're going to be successful. I don't know any other entity in the world, any other business in the world that can make that claim. And I've been making that claim for 4.5 years, 5 years now, because I know it's true. I know what Mr. Mufara has built. I know how it's structured. I know his heart. I know what's going to be happening. And you can look at that, come into it with a lot of joy, with a lot of gratitude, knowing that you're going to be fine. You're going to do very, very well over time, 1, 2, 3 years, not a lifetime, just a few years. Let Ash do what he's doing, and it's going to come into fruition. The one thing I would like to say as you come into OnPassive, and I don't know if people are going to like this or not. It doesn't really matter to me. You need to take it to heart. Do not come into OnPassive lukewarm. I would just as soon spit you out. Come into OnPassive with a great deal of emotion and gratitude. Here's why I say that. And this is so rare. This does not happen in the world. It doesn't happen anywhere. We have the opportunity as a group, those individuals participating with OnPassive, those affiliates, we have the ability to come in and change the world. How many places have you been where you can say that? And I'm not talking about Mike Ellis or Andy or Collins or Marty or Michael Williams or some of the other. I'm talking about as a group, you have the opportunity to come in and change the world in very, very positive ways. Yeah, you're going to take care of yourself. You're going to take care of your family. You're going to be able to live the lifestyle you want to live. But when that happens, and I think it's going to happen very, very quickly, now you have the chance to change the world. And it just doesn't take that much to spread what you're doing, why you're doing it, to learn. That's why you don't want to come in lukewarm. You need to understand what's happening in front of you. And you need to be able to explain that in very, very simple terms to other people. And you can do that. Everybody that's here can do that. And obviously, as the abundance starts to come in, I'm not even sure you're going to have to do anything, because people are going to come up to you. They're going to see the difference in you. They're going to see that your life has changed in a very, very good way. And a lot of people, they live in drudgery. They just don't enjoy life. They're going to come and they go, what the hell happened to you? You used to be a slob down the street, and now you just look so happy. So coming into OnPassive, all of these are going to happen. Do not come in lukewarm. You have to have a passion about what you're doing. You have to have a passion about your business. Even though OnPassive is doing everything for us, have a passion for it and be able to to exude that passion to other people around you. And if we do that as a group, I think the world is going to change. You know, Mr. Mufara, he sees this, and when he talks about changing the world, owning the internet, it's just not him doing that. It's all of us coming in, being excited about what's happening. And I don't have to say this. The excitement, it's not going to be artificial. You're going to come in, it's going to be there. People are going to see it. But as you come in, we're waiting for a few things to happen right now. Don't be lukewarm. Come in, be excited about what we're doing. And when you listen to Andy or Collins, I don't know how you can be anything else but excited about OnPassive. Andy, back to you. Again, I'm just off the wall today, guys.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Mike. I think one of the things that really excites me about the possibility of being able to give back and the probability of being able to give back is bringing new technologies forward. Because if you think about it, if let's say we've got just 3 million customers, and each of those or 3 million affiliates, and each of those affiliates are earning whatever their figure might be, but they donated $1 a month towards something good, and you know, we know that there are thousands and thousands of new technologies that have been put down or suppressed or taken away, where we have the opportunity to help these people bring these new technologies for the benefit of humanity. This is just mind-blowing, you know, and this is the bit that gets me. Right, I want to kind of finish off a little bit, but Collins, what I know, because we've gone off on a tangent today, but Collins, I want you to kind of give us an insight as to where you see our business going and what opportunities you can tell our audience might be available to us moving forward. I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, you put me on the spot. That's a good question, you know. So, you know, Andy, when you look at OnPassive, you know, Mike have just said it, where you look at OnPassive, in 10 years' time, 10 years is really too far. In 5 years' time, some of us will not recognize the company we join.
Yep.
For that, I will guarantee you 100%. O-net will not be the O-net we see now. Because when companies build, they build and they continue deliver, they perfect it, they change it. If you look at Facebook, when Facebook was released, Facebook is not the same Facebook when you had the first release. Who can remember the first Apple phone? Nobody can even remember. Who can remember the first Nokia phone? You can't even remember, because they came from analog to Android to touchscreen to all of that, adding this. Now OnPassive, where OnPassive started is really high, and where we are going is just beyond what you can even think of. You know, there are people who will doubt. They choose fear, because sometimes I ask myself, when you go online, because people will talk about online. Let me explain online here. Every company is going digital. Every company. You don't go digital, you disappear. You bear with me, Andy. How many companies closed in UK? Where is you call Debenhams? Because
none of these companies are online, are they?
Yes. Yeah, where is it? John Lewis is more online than even John Lewis here. They have just small shop, but Go is online. Where is Amazon? It's not online. So when people talk about most of the IT companies are online, and they are building on and offline solution for if you don't have online presence, it will be difficult to get customers, because customers are tired of traveling from east to west with their car, wasting their time. They want to go on the internet and buy the best they can buy, and they'll deliver it to their doorstep. You know, because time is essence. We are now living in the world, in this particular day and age, where time is essence. Every 1 second is so important, and people don't have that time to go to street shops, they just want to sit and everything. So where can you meet your customer or your product? It's online. That's where you can meet the customers and the product. And that is the place OnPassive is taking us to. For those who are still doubting OnPassive, I want to say it today. OnPassive is building a platform, for medium, small, and large corporation, for them to strive. They will come, see the product, buy it, and enhance their business. That is where OnPassive is taking, not only you and I, taking business. I remember Mike Ellis said this maybe 2 years ago. I watched it. He said there are companies that are really struggling. They will come into OnPassive. When they come into OnPassive, what will happen? At one point, they will discover that OnPassive will even be paying them, because if they are participating in OnPassive product. Now, think about layoff. How many companies are laying off? Now they have the money because they're in OnPassive. They can even enhance their business, give better pay raise. What has OnPassive done? Providing them that platform for them to strive. IT company provide platform. They don't sell, they give you the opportunity for your solution and your problem. OnPassive will continue giving that solution to business and business that are struggling, those who have high income. For instance, Mercedes can come in. One of the things people don't know, the day we hit 1 billion customers, Mercedes will take OnPassive as a marketplace. Where would they advertise their market? They will come into OnPassive, because they know within OnPassive there are people who have the power, the currency power to buy. They will come in. Where would Mary Kay go? Where will most of this company? They will find something in OnPassive, because they want to be where the customers are. The customer with financial, potential to purchase their product. Now, what is OnPassive doing? It's just providing that platform more and more and more and more, and it's bringing all those markets and businesses together. Say, this is the place where you can meet. This is where customers can strive without hassle. You are secured. Come to our platform. You are secure. Your data is secured. Privacy is secured. Bring your business. Your business is also secured, and we can expose it to millions or billions of customers to see it. Using our solution. Academy, you can learn and enhance your brain. Get more knowledge. Accounting, come and do your taxation. Staff, come and manage your own business. Human resource, from recruitment to pay out. There's just a lot. You got domain. Come, we have a domain for you to host your website. Register, domain register. Do you have a data? Come. Do you need banking sector? Come in. Use our processor. Do you want to check or do whatever with your customers? Verification. We have the tools for you to verify your employees. What else? Where can you go? That is a single sign-on. Single sign-on. You come in for a cup of coffee and you meet a whole world of digital solution from east to west. That's what OnPassive is doing. They will just continue to build and build and build and build. And for those who are doubting, look, when they present an opportunity in front of you, you refuse to take it because you go out and read negative. When you go out, what do you search? You search for negativity. That is how you'll be negative throughout your life. But when you search for positivity, when I'm saying this, like Mike Ellis, one of the things that really drives me crazy, I do a lot, within the company, do research on products. Sometimes we want to buy products for our department. I have to go and look at 10 to 15 products. Do you think when I go out, I look for negative review about the products? No, I look for what the products can do, can solve, if the product can solve what we have in place. And the moment I see what the products can do, I said, okay, I've seen this. Can we go for it? I don't go and look for negativity because it will never help me. Like Marty always said, Google is a search engine, and it is true, but it is not a truth engine. I can also write and put it there and say, Mike Ellis is bad, this is bad. When you go and search for that nonsense, what will happen? You crowd your mind with terrible things and you cannot see good. Your vision and everything is crowded. I always say we have the right mindset. They build human being, our structure and our mindset should be more dynamic, forward thinking, make judgment. Don't allow someone to think for you, because the moment you take your brain and start giving someone to control you, then you are a slave to your own self. You must have that mindset to control yourself. Say, you know what? I will take my destiny to my own hand. If I fail, I fail. I succeed, and I will never blame anybody for my own mistake. But what if someone control your mindset and you lost one of these big opportunity, you will blame yourself for the rest of your life because you allow yourself to be controlled. That's what I want to throw out there.
I think the interesting thing is that everything is moving online now. The only thing I would suggest and recommend, guys, is you never buy trousers online, because no matter what you buy, they never fit. But everything else is everything is moving to this digital system. And I think what we have here is not only an opportunity to be able to help others, but an opportunity to help every single business on the planet, because we have something they need. So on finishing off, Mike, what would you like to kind of cover off for us?
Well, I just listened to both of you. We've got about 3 more hours of conversations here. You guys have brought up so many things.
Yeah,
there's a lot to talk about, but I'll stay very, very focused. I haven't been focused the whole time. My mind's been going everywhere. But let's talk about those individuals that are going to see this webinar. They're not in OnPassive. They don't quite understand what OnPassive is going to be doing. I want to start with standards, which Collins talked about. The standards of OnPassive, they're higher than any other standards out there today, and they will grow exponentially in the next months, weeks, years, the whole thing. Their standards will continue to grow higher. That's really, really important to understand. You want to be in a company that just continues to get better. But what is OnPassive going to do for those individuals that aren't in OnPassive? Maybe this is the first time you're hearing about OnPassive, and you've gotten a mouthful today, believe me. But OnPassive, it's very, very simple. You don't have to be confused about anything. OnPassive is going to go to work for you. They are an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company, period. They're brick and mortar. They make digital products for online. OConnect's the first one that's gone out. OnPassive is going to go to work for you, and they're going to guarantee your success with product and customer. Guaranteeing your success basically is doing the work for you. As you come in, engage, and start your business, OnPassive is going to bring people in. They're going to see the products of OnPassive. They're going to love the products of OnPassive because of the superior lower price point. As they come in and use the products and land in your organization, you make a commission. OnPassive is going to do all of that. When you think about the products of OnPassive, I just said it. All the products of OnPassive, they are superior. All the digital products are superior. They're above market value at a lower price point. Because of that, people will flock in. As people flock in, again, OnPassive, they will manage all of this. They'll manage the product. They'll manage the people coming in. And as people come in and buy, we make a commission. This is what OnPassive is going to do for those individuals coming in and participating with OnPassive, becoming an affiliate. And as you do that, you are guaranteed that everything we've talked about today, you'll be able to participate in simply by coming in, becoming an affiliate of OnPassive, and then letting OnPassive go to work for you. Everything that Collins has talked about, everything that Sandy's talked about, it is available for you today. That's what's so amazing about OnPassive. So if you're not in OnPassive, come on in. It is free. You can come in, become an affiliate, and Andy will probably have a link here somewhere where you can go in and sign up. You can come in for free, test the waters. Once you start to test the waters, you're going to get bit like Andy, Collins, and I are. I mean, it's just hard to wake up not be in a good mood. So come on in, test the waters. You're absolutely going to love it. I'll leave it there, Ann. I stayed focused there, kind of.
Yeah, nearly, not quite yet. You know what? The thing I love about this, I, as you guys know, I've been in financial services for many, many years, but you almost have to be with the job I was in. You almost have to be a jack of all trades, because you have to do this section of it, that section of it, this section of it, that section of it. And one of the things I love more than anything about OnPassive is the fact that it does the bits I don't understand how to. I can let OnPassive go to work for me and do all the bits it says it wants to, and I can concentrate on the bits that I do best. That's what I love more than anything else. And I think we're in for a very, very smooth and interesting ride over the course of the next couple of years, guys. So, Collins, final word from you, and then I think we ought to close the sesh.
Yeah, so you know what? I always said, whether we like it or not, OnPassive is moving forward, and OnPassive is a done deal. You know, the train have already left the station. there is no way we can stop it. You either try to run fast and, jump on it, or you let it go. But it's up to you. You can be positive or you can be negative. It's up to you. But as we say, remember, don't be the person, the Apple guy who said, I never regret. Sold your position for $800 because you didn't believe it. Oh, it's built in a garage. And today it worth 100 billion US dollars, that position. Don't be that man, because I watched it live on BBC when he was interviewed. So sometimes we always try to think like, what if I want to stay on my safe zone? No, don't be safe. You either go in or you are out. Don't try to be half or try to look at certain things. When I saw OnPassive, I jumped in because I understand what Mr. Ash Mufara was building. And nothing have changed my mindset up till now. I'm still like the same person who saw it. And the more I look at OnPassive, getting more understanding, like from Mike Ellis, Marty, all of, the more, even when Andy speak, it's just like, my goodness, I can see different dimension again. The more the excitement. But when you are looking at things and you want to stay in the old ways and think like, oh, this is how things, there are people who never believe that system can work for them. They believe that you have to go 9 to 5 and that's the only way you can earn money. But you forgot to know that you are trading your time for money. You are trading your time. What if there is a system that can work for you? As Warren Buffett said, if you don't look for a means to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And I don't want to work until I die. There are people who will look at it and they regret. You cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. OnPassive is here to give us something new, something different, a fresh start, a reason for us to hope again for those who have already lost hope, a reason for us to start to believe that they can do something different and better. Why not jump on it instead of being negative? That's the only thing I'm saying. Because it will not stay forever. One day the door will be shut and you will become the customer, whether you like it or not. If you are not in, you will be the one to put money in my pocket, period.
I think the phrase that I'm looking for is, if you think you can't, you won't. If you think you can, you will. It's your choice either way. We know where we stand. Anyway, thanks ever so much, Mike, for coming today. I'm sure we'll see you again.
Yeah,
Perhaps
Andy,
we'll try and keep you on track next time.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that little phrase you just said. Believe me, I've got a lot to say about that thing. But we won't go there today. Absolutely perfect. I love being with you guys, and we'll do it again.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, but
thanks everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Hope you got something out of it like we did.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.